just now beginning. The next 24 hours, it'll push through overnight tonight. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll be much colder, and we'll have a cold, unsettled air mass over us and a possibility of a few scattered snow showers. But it's really tonight until tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. In fact, we've got a winter weather advisory posted for that time period starting at 8 o'clock tonight and going until tomorrow morning. Now, one other thing, this is interesting because this is a strange pattern that the strongest winds will actually be after the front goes through. You can see, looking at the next 24 hours on the wind gauge, we're going to get a strong northeast wind out of this tomorrow afternoon. That'll probably set up some pretty choppy conditions up at Lake Tahoe in particular, so lake wind advisories are in effect up there. We'll tell you more about that, and we'll talk about some very cold temperatures coming in afterwards. Speaking of which, Aaron Breen has been with us here in southwest Reno. Aaron, you know, this is probably in all likelihood going to be the coldest temperature pattern that we've seen here so far this season. If you haven't gotten your houses ready by now, it's time to start thinking hard, isn't it?
Yeah, like you better start thinking about it tonight, Mike. You know, plumbers in this area are swamped right now with holiday business. They are really, really busy. We went out to visit with some of them today, and they say with the cold temperatures that are coming in over the rest of this week, they're expecting we're going to see a lot of frozen pipes. So it's very important that if you have plumbing that's on an outside wall, like my kitchen sink is here and has out to the outside, you got to keep those pipes warm. A.J. Rowe is on his fourth job of the day. This is a clogged main line, and he's seen a lot of these this holiday season, and a lot of other problems, too.
A lot of main sewer line calls and a lot of kitchen sink drain lines.
Toilets are in there?
A lot of toilets.
He says business is at least twice what they saw last year at this time, and he's got a theory on that.
I think the reason it's busier is you have more people in the home at once. Kids are out of school, people are on vacation. Out-of-town family comes to visit and kind of puts the plumbing to a test that it's typically not put through.
In fact, he says in a way the lack of snow in the mountains adds to the plumbing problems here.
I think a lot more people are more willing to come over the pass this direction and visit family when there's no snow, as opposed to other years where we typically have mountain pass closures and things of that nature.
But his big concern now is for the low overnight temperatures expected this week. They could add frozen pipes to his job list. But get this, those frozen pipes, they're avoidable. For starters, make sure that any pipes on outside walls or exposed to the cold are insulated. You can pick up materials to do that at the hardware store yourself. And keep your house warm.
If you're going to be gone for an extended amount of time, you want to make sure the temperature in the house is at least 55 degrees.
This job only took a half hour, but he's not done yet. He's got a full schedule to get to before he can call it a day. So I know that I'm going to keep the thermostat up just a little bit higher than normal tonight because I do usually turn it down at night. And I also know that, well, these pipes will probably be okay because they're up here upstairs. I'm going to go down and check on the ones in the basement, see if they might need to be insulated. Covering Stormwatch, Aaron Breen, Channel 2 News.
Good call. All right, Aaron, thanks so much. And for those without homes, this could be a potentially life-threatening challenge. We reached out to 2 local nonprofits to see how they're hoping to keep people alive as the temperatures drop. Ariana Bennett joins us now live at the homeless overflow shelter in Reno with that story. Ari.
Well, Kristen, this shelter you can see behind me has beds for about 100 people, those who won't fit into the main shelters on Record Street. Now, it is just for the night, but it actually can mean the difference between life and death when the temperatures get this cold.
The winter overflow shelter is designed to simply help people get off the street so they don't freeze to death.
The City of Reno, Washoe County, and Catholic Charities of Northern Nevada teamed up to put this shelter together this year, and so far it's been nearly full every single night. Now, people in need get a bed, clean bathrooms, and breakfast in the morning. They're bused in from the St. Vincent's location on 4th Street in Reno. But it is only a temporary solution to a much larger problem, so they have caseworkers come by every week to try to find people more permanent housing.
We know that there are some people that are always going to be homeless, but most of the homeless people really want to improve their life situation. And so this gives us an avenue to jump in and start to help that process.
Now, this overflow shelter is open from November through March. Now, if you live in Carson City, officials have also opened a winter overflow shelter at the Fuji Park Pavilion. For more information on that, just call Friends in Service Helping at 882-3474. Now, of course, all of these charities are always looking for donations. So if you have any extra coats, blankets, warm socks, hats, that sort of thing, they're always taking that. Also, monetary donations are always welcome, and you can drop those off at the main shelters on Record Street in Reno. Covering the story live, Ariana Bennett, Channel 2 News.
All right, Ari, thanks so much. And please remember, Channel 2 News is your source for Stormwatch continuing coverage when severe weather impacts northern Nevada and the Sierra. You can get the latest Stormwatch coverage on our website, KTVN.com, and on our Facebook and Twitter pages as well.